AI is incredible. It can teach you how to fry an egg and even write a poem, pirate style. Yarr! But it knows nothing about your work. Slackbot is different. It doesn't just know the facts. It knows your schedule. It can turn a brainstorm into a brief. And it doesn't need to be taught. Because Slackbot isn't just another AI. It's AI that knows your work as well as you do. Visit slack.com/meet Slackbot to learn more.
Well, not every summer we meet for a trip.
Vacation has officially begun on Netflix.
To best enjoy your trip, we suggest the following itinerary.
I say we just wing it.
Wing it.
See where the wind takes us.
From best-selling author Emily Henry
Are you guys like a thing? Oh, no, we're just friends. Platonic travel companions.
comes your next favorite rom-com.
Who wants to go skinny dipping? Alex does.
Vacation, Alex!
I love it when you get weird.
People We Meet on Vacation, now playing on Netflix. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13.
Hi! Hello, Hot Vibes, and welcome back to our recap of The Next Prince, episode 5.
Disclaimer, I will be waking up as we do this.
Yes.
I woke up 17 minutes ago. Not even 14 minutes ago. I woke up and went, 8:03.
Yes, we have to do an early recording today, so.
Yes, there's a season change, like the next season of Fortnite is coming, and there's a big live event with a Death Star, and it's gonna be very exciting. So my cousin's coming over, starts at noon, so I was like, we probably get this done now.
Yeah.
Once again, I work tomorrow.
Yeah, they've been scheduling you on fucking Sundays a lot lately.
I know. I told my boss, I was like, it's okay, like, every once in a while, as long as, like, I know it ahead of time, and then I can schedule. And, like, my dumbass didn't look, and my dumbass was just like, oh, she never scheduled me Sundays, so my brain just goes, well, don't look. So, like, but now I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, every single, and then I'm next Sunday, too. So, we're gonna have to, I think. I'll look later.
Yeah, it's fine. If we need to do another early Saturday weekend, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But how was your week? Anything else happen other than work stuff, I guess, or getting scheduled on Sundays? That was what we talked about.
Not really. I've been off, like, all week. Almost. What's happened? I've literally just been chilling.
Yeah.
The entire week. Because I'm like, I haven't chilled for an entire week in a bit, except for my grandma's birthday. But, like, chilled in my room and done nothing for, like, an entire week. So I'm gonna do that. It was mainly just 3 days, but still. What else happened? It rained a lot. It thunderstormed the other night and, like, 2 nights ago, I think. So,
yeah. No,
lots
it's just
of rain.
been hot here.
It's been hot here, too. It's been real fun. Hot and rain.
Well, that's what the day is kind of like. I woke up and I'm like, oh, it looks cloudy. I think it's supposed to rain. I'll wear, like, sweatpants and stuff. And I went to the store to get, like, a bagel or whatever. And I'm like, it's actually kind of hot. What the fuck? And then it'll like, slowly start raining. I'm like, it's still warm. So it's like, this is, like, weird, like, fucking acid rain or some shit. I don't know.
It's sticky. It's sticky and wet. I don't like it.
No, yeah. Yeah, this is, like, this change into spring to summer. It's like, you start off like that. But, yeah. Tis what tis.
Tis what tis. I love rain, but when it's hot, I don't. I'm not sure how much else happened. I did not work on the murder board because I was just so, like, tired and chilled out. I did not work on the murder board. That is my bad. I have more ideas in my brain, though, that I'm gonna implement on the murder board. So, I will have a column of possible fathers.
Okay.
Which will be fun. Yeah, I really don't think I did anything else. I really have not done much this week. I've literally just chilled. So, how about you? What you doing?
I mean, I've worked and stuff. It's like same old. Nothing really. The same there. Talk about Pit Babe. That episode 6, I think, was yesterday. It was pretty much just the aftermath of the end of episode 5, with, like, Babe and Charlie fighting, trying to make up, that whole stuff. They end up having sex at the end, but it's still, like, unclear if it's, like, completely resolved or whatnot. I don't know. It's also Willie is working for Tony, confirmed.
Oh, confirmed.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Kim fed Kenta.
Okay.
They literally had one scene together, and it was literally just Kim feeding Kenta food. And I'm like, I like it. I don't care. But also, I realized, because Kenta was talking to Kim, and he's like, I'm suspicious of Chris. I don't trust him. And Kim's like, what, are you jealous or something? Is that why? Or that you really don't trust him? And then I was talking about it, I'm like, yes, he's jealous, and it's fueled by jealousy, but he's right. And then I realized, in this season with Kenta, Pete, and Chris, is the exact same as in season 1 with Wei, Babe, and Charlie.
Motherfucker.
It's the exact same thing where, like, one's in love with a friend, and they're fueled by jealousy for the other person, where they're technically right, because we know Chris is up to something. We knew Charlie was up to something. We knew they were lying in some way, and they were technically right. And here I am in the same boat again, because I was Team Wei back then, and now I'm Team Kenta here, too. I'm like, he's not wrong. So I've realized we're in this, I'm literally rehashing the same thing I was in season 1. And I'm like, I'm still right. I don't care. Like, say what you will. I mean, granted, Wei ended up working for Tony, but, like, before we knew that, it was fine. I was right. I still stand by that. But yeah, I'm literally in the same boat again, so that's fun.
Oh my god. I know they hooked up because I was on Tumblr and I was scrolling, and it was like, something behind here is mature content, and I was like, I'm kind of curious what's behind there. So I like opened the curtain, I hit the button, and it was fucking, I was like, I recognize those faces. It's fucking Charlie and Babe.
Yeah.
I was like, I shouldn't have peeked behind the curtain.
Yeah, no, yeah, they do have sex a lot, it's fine.
Yeah, no, I figured.
No, there was literally a line earlier this season where Charlie was like, talking to Jeff, because Jeff and Alan were having a problem, and Charlie was like, yeah, baby and I don't really talk about our feelings, we can just have sex, and it's fine. And I'm like, well, no shit. Like... And then look what happened fucking last episode, this episode, like, it's the fucking, like, honestly, like, you would get so annoyed with the lack of communication between those two, because I am.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I was about to say, in my heart of hearts, I was about to say, I bet there's no fucking communication, because all they do is have sex.
Literally, it's literally the reverse of, again, in season 1, Charlie was constantly lying and deceiving Babe, and now here we are, Babe's constantly lying and deceiving Charlie in a way. It's like, we've literally flipped, and I'm just, again, here's the thing, Babe and Charlie are like the least of my concern in the show. I'm more focused on everyone else around, like, all the other couples, mainly Kendall and Kim, but, like, more, like, everyone else I'm more, like, interested in, too, so I'm like, you know what, let them be as toxic as fuck, I don't really give a shit. I'm focused on everyone else.
Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. So, like, they can have their little soap opera, dramatic shit, whatever, fine, I'll chime in and talk about it, but, like, I'm here for Kendall and Kim, I'm curious about Chris now, and Pete, North and Sonic are doing cute shit, Alan and Jeff are now good, they're, like, I'm more focused on, like, people around them. So.
Gotcha. Now that you've said soap opera, actually, another thing I did this week.
Oh.
Is every once in a while, will check in with a show called Hollyoaks, which is a British soap opera. And it's set in Chester, where my aunt and uncle and cousins all live up north, kind of. So, like, it's set in that area, and so I'm like, you know what? I have a personal investment here. I like Hollyoaks. Hollyoaks is cool. There's a lot of queer characters in it. It's just a really good soap opera. And, a couple of days ago, I want to say maybe even a week ago, what happens is, like, the episodes are uploaded on the YouTube channel, like, a couple days after they air, maybe, or a week after they air.
Mm-hmm.
And so I get them late. And I don't really check in with the episodes unless there's a storyline I'm intrigued by. Because there's a lot of stories in a soap opera. And I haven't checked in with it in a while. But, like, a week ago, they uploaded, like, another thing to their YouTube channel that was, like, an old actress who was coming back, looking at her old scenes from, like, when, I don't know, like, years and years and years ago. And she was like, she was presumed dead, but look, she's back. I was like, oh, that's cool. I didn't know this character because it was years ago and I hadn't watched it at that point.
Yeah.
But cool. I love a villain return. That sounds awesome. And then something intrigued me about the newest episode. And I was like, oh shit, is Darren okay? Like, oh my god, where's Frankie? Why does he have to rescue her? And it's like a whole thing. And so I was like watching this, I was like, Jesus, this is like some sort of like kidnapping, human trafficking. Oh my god, what the fuck is it? Like, where did I go? I was gone for 2 seconds. And we've got this whole ass soap operas are insane. They move fast.
Well, that's why, honestly, I kind of feel like Pip Pip is a bit of a soap opera. There's so
There you
much
go.
crazy shit happening, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on here, and there's so many, like,
Don't know what's
different
going on.
characters and stories, and I'm like,
Yeah.
honestly, Pip Pip kind of is a soap opera. Like,
It's the different stories for me. Like, that's what makes a soap opera. There's like 1,000 different things going on. And then once a storyline ends, there's a whole new one to pick right back up for it. And so I watched this episode, and this guy who was like a cop, but like a corrupted one who was running the whole thing. And then there were little hints dropped throughout the episodes, like, oh, this guy has a wife and she's pissed that he hasn't gotten the money and da da da. I was like, oh, apparently she's the real brains behind the operation, and I was like, ooh, like we should be careful of whoever this is. And so at the end, like the 3 of the kids managed to like kill him, like, and escape. I guess. I hope they escaped. It just ends with them all shooting him. Like, each one of them, like, they all like hold it up and it like slows down. And I'm like, who's gonna do it? And they all fucking do it. I was like, oh shit, everyone did it. All right, damn, woo. And it ends with him like laying there with his phone, and it says like wifey on the contact that's calling, and I was like, oh, this is the wife. Oh dear, she's gonna be pissed because I heard she's the real brains behind the operation, da da da. And then it cuts to the scene that this woman reacted to, of her own scene of her coming back, and I was like, oh, it's the woman. This is the random woman I clicked on that's reacting to her own scenes. Oh my god, this is so good. This is so good. Like, I got so excited. It was like it's like I'd already like known about her like years before, but I didn't. Like, it had the same feeling. So I was like, this is crazy. So like, I'm invested again. So every once in a while, if something exciting happens, I'll pop in and say like your Pip Babe thing. But yeah, because it's obviously like I won't as much unless it's like really interesting and exciting like that, and doesn't have too much detail. Because with soap operas, there's like 5 characters I would have to give you the background of to tell you what the fuck happened in this episode.
yeah.
10 maybe. It's a fucking, everyone starts to intertwine at one point, and I'm like, yeah, you would not understand what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is one thing I did this week. I forgot about that. That was cool.
Nice. Anyway, The Next Prince, episode 5.
A little fluffy.
A little fluffy, but also, I feel like, I don't know if fluff is the right word. It's more of like we were focusing on different things.
Yeah.
Because, like, we saw a lot of Sharon in his, like, teacher role.
Mm.
Both in art and fencing later. And, like, we saw the school. We kind of learned more about the school as well. Because apparently, you know, with the prince and Bloody Nose Boy, whose name I should probably look up.
I'm excited to see more of them.
I have a theory.
Oh.
And, again, if you've listened before, you know our crack theories when it comes to this show. So just remember that when we get there.
Honestly, when you guys hear the words, I have a theory, in accordance to this show, you should be like, oh, no.
Yeah, literally just ignore us, because there's no way this is actually true. Like, I will tell you that right now. My theory, I was thinking about it, I'm like, I don't think this is going to happen, but I'm still going to say it when we get there.
I'm still very excited about it.
Yeah. So it seems like the kids, Kanin, Ramil, and Ava, they're, you know, they're interacting because it's time for the meeting with the king, and, you know, they have that family accord. Or not family. They're not family. I don't know why I keep calling them family.
I don't even know, bro. I don't think they are.
They're
not.
They're
not.
For the longest time I thought they were a family, and then I'm like,
I started to run around to like maybe they are family, because when I was looking at photos for the big board, there was another photo that said family tree, and it had the king and it had all the princes, and I was like, no, what do you mean? I thought they weren't family. But I think like it didn't say family tree on the photo, it said family tree on the like name of the image on my drama list. So I'm like, maybe it was just put there and written as family tree. I don't know. But I don't think they're family.
No, I don't think they are. Because
it'd be weird.
Like, so you're saying you would have 4 kids and separate them in 4 different like clans of the kingdom?
Not even that, but also that means like Camille's parents are related, kind of thing. Like,
no, it would be Kanin's parents, because if so if Kanin's mother was Ramil's dad's cousin, and he was brothers with Kanin's dad, then that would make them cousins as well. again, this is the royal family, so we
yeah.
don't know. But
We don't know.
I'm gonna say they're not other than Ramil and Cunnan being actual second cousins that we learned last time. Outside of them, I don't think there's any familial relations.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, the kings there were in the meeting and talking about the royal competition this year.
And dude, we add on to this shit.
Oh my god, this was like, what?
How about this? How about this? How about we do this? How about we do this?
I'm like, hang on.
Whoa,
We
whoa,
learned
whoa.
last time in the history of Emily that it was only the fencing competition.
No, but I kind of agree with them. I like the add-on because then it feels, then it kind of like, it demonstrates, I mean, it doesn't because we don't see the fathers doing jack shit, but it demonstrates that like at least the prince of the next like king, the son of the next king, will know their shit, not just in like defense, but also in like knowledge and strategic planning through all of that. So like it does pose like a good thing to have more competition that is like mental based as well as like activity based.
I mean, fair, but like they're also again. I'll say this again, and I keep saying it. This is literally just a king adding shit to screw over the Slytherin.
I agree, but like,
and that's what bothers. It's like he's changing all these rules because he's normally like, oh, this is the way things are. This is what tradition for years. This is how we do things. And it's like, oh, but here's something we can do that's different and new. But it'll screw over Slytherin. Let's do it. It's like it's so like annoying to me. It's like either stick to your traditions or don't, but don't pick and choose the one just to get the way you want in the end.
well, here's my thing. I'm glad that they added it, but while I was watching it, I was like, oh, this plays in his favor hella a lot. Like, because that motherfucker doesn't know shit. He's gonna have to train like crazy. Because you can tell, like, not just like thinking like that he doesn't know shit, but looking at his father and his father looking over him, I'm like, oh, he doesn't know shit. This is not something he does. He doesn't study about Emily. He's just lived here. So what he may know things through osmosis, but he probably doesn't study much about the country itself. He probably doesn't spend much time doing all this. Like, yeah. Especially archery. When he said archery, he looked over. He's like, yeah. So like,
also, why archery? If we have fencing, why art? Like, what's the like? Because you were talking about having the quiz of Emily to like have mental knowledge. I'm like, that's fair. But fencing and archery, they're both like active sports.
Close-up combat and distance combat.
Does that matter? They're gonna be fucking a prince or princess. It doesn't fucking matter about that. You're not gonna be a knight.
Still,
you just want to see Ava do archer. Don't lie. Okay.
Okay, You're reading me a little too well, and I need you to stop.
I was as soon as they brought Archer into this, and I knew Ava was gonna compete. I was like, okay, I know Emma's gonna be on board with this. It's fine. It's fine. I know. It's good.
I'm about to be real excited. This is gonna be great. I'm a very one-track mind person.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I do want to add about this scene is the king, or not the king, fucking Papa Slytherin. I like that we just call him the Papa. So
we just call him Papa. It's like Captain Dad.
yeah, Captain Dad, but Papa Slytherin.
Papa Slytherin.
Yeah, Papa Slytherin does bring up the whole like, oh, Ava should compete, she's a woman thing. And I like that Ava's dad steps up and he kind of defends her.
I like that.
Because before we saw he was like, oh shit, don't do it. Like he was very hesitant about it. But now it seemed like he's backing her, which I did really appreciate that.
In my mind, I'm still not sure if this is him backing her or him backing his claim to the throne. Like if he's like, oh, but I want to win kind of thing. But I'm leaning more towards him backing his daughter because I don't know, of the qualities we've seen between all the dads and weighing like who would react to a certain thing more. I guess it could be very much both, but more leaning towards like, hey, that's my kid. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think it's that, which I did appreciate that because when he stood up, I was like, oh shit, is he gonna like agree with him? But then he's like, no, like I think she should compete, and I was like, okay, good. I'm glad that he's backing her. Yeah,
it's also could be more in his favorite now because now they have archery and thought, like yeah. So he's like, hang on, there's a chance now. Like he could be doing that as well. So there's a whole list of things that man could be defending. Yeah, but I'm happy his daughter's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm confused. I'm like, so there's gonna be a fencing, archery, and knowledge competition?
I think those are the 3, yes.
What if they each win one of them? Then what?
I didn't think about that.
We're literally adding 3 competitions for 3 people. They could easily be like a 3-way tie, and then what?
I totally didn't think about that. Like, who would win what?
And that's why I think we should just stuck with just regular fencing. I feel like that, like, you know, I feel like that's just, or, you know, change to knowledge or art or change to something else. But, like, I feel like if you're having people compete, you just stick with one, because otherwise it ends up being a tie, and it's like, what's tiebreaker? Like, fucking fight to the death? Like, I don't know.
If you are having people compete,
Mhm.
either you have one competition, or you have 1 plus the number of people. Because you've got 3 people, right?
Yeah.
And that could very well be a 3-way tie, and if it is, we're gonna do 4. So you either have 1 competition or 4 competitions.
Mm.
Either add 1 or take them all away.
Yeah.
Because then there's gonna be some shit happening.
Yeah. And this would make sense if, like, before they added Ava to the competition, just Ramil and Kanin, like, having 3, you know, then, like, you know, it would probably be
Best
like,
of
oh,
3.
one would win one would win the other, and then it'd be like a face-off. But, like, because there are 3 of them, what if, like, Ava wins archery, fucking Ramil wins knowledge or whatever, and Kanin wins fencing? Like, I'm whatever. Assign them to whatever you want. But, like, they each win something, and then it's like, then what? Like, who's gonna be the next heir?
However, it looks like they might be turning it into a democracy, because they said let's also add the vote from the people.
Did they?
Yeah, they fully do. He said let the people vote. Or maybe it's let the people vote in the competition? I don't know, but someone said let the people vote.
I don't know. Okay. I guess so.
Yeah.
But the king actually does say that this is the 5th real competition. So we're talking 5 generations have competed previously since the original Slytherin.
That's not as many as I thought.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Hmm.
Anyway, now we're at Morpheus, which is the school that Sharon works at, and we see that as he's walking down Hall 1, everyone's talking about him, because they're like, ooh, the scandal.
Ooh, it's the guy who was, like, this close to kissing the prince.
Yeah. But also, he's getting a bunch of texts from Kanin, and he's ignoring all of them.
Where are you? Where the fuck did you go?
Yeah. So then we have Jay, I think his name is, and he's walking with his friend, but then he gets a nosebleed, and his friend goes to get him, like, a napkin or something. But before he can, Prince Calvin shows up and gives him a handkerchief.
Ooh.
And
Good
gives it
meet
to him.
cute.
Yeah. And so here's my crack theory: is Jay gonna die, or is he sick because he had the nosebleed?
Dude, okay, no, I didn't even. I was like, I was joking. When I was watching the episode, I was like, shit, we've got like a terminal illness storyline too now. Like I was joking. Like
I don't know. I'm just saying, because, like, the fact that it's just a random nosebleed seemed weird.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Because I was like, oh, because my immediate thought when I saw it was like, oh, someone's sick. Like I honestly thought someone was gonna die. So like,
Yeah.
there's a possibility. I will say. I know
Yeah.
sometimes when it's dry out, nosebleeds can happen, but that's never happened to me before.
No. I know in anime, a lot of times a nosebleed means you're turned on. I'm not even making that up. That is such a common trope. Like, I shit you not. But I don't think that was the case, because he was just talking to his friend, and we know he gets with Prince Calvin later. But
Yeah.
Also, this is not an anime. But so, but it was just like, it felt weird, because it was just like, I feel like if they wanted to do the whole, like, oh, here, take my handkerchief to wipe your blood or whatever, like, they could have made him, like, bump into the wall and, like, have his nose start bleeding, or, like, cut his finger on, like, something, and, like...
Yeah, I see that. All right. Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to follow. I see that. My thought that what your crack theory was gonna be was I don't even know what it was. I don't even know what I thought your crack theory was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be like he's actually the son of like someone or something like that, like the nosebleed kid.
I mean, maybe.
There's an option. Who knows?
I don't know. I mean, who knows?
Then we have to have 5 competitions.
Great, let's just keep throwing more to it. Anyway, then we have Calvin with Sharon, and he's kind of giving him like the worksheet or a pamphlet of being like, hey, you're a student here now.
He's like, good, then don't call me Prince.
Yeah. And Jay comes in. And he's apparently going to be showing Calvin around. He does say he's an exchange student from Bujar, which I think he's leaving out the fact that he's a prince from Bujar.
Yeah.
Because we know later he's trying to keep down the DL.
Yeah.
And so then we have Jay showing Calvin around. And he asks what made him decide to study here. And what kind of art is he more skilled to? And Calvin's like, I don't really know, but I'll try whatever.
Yeah, he's like, I'm kind of good at everything. I do everything.
Which makes sense if he's a prince, his parents
probably... He probably has been allowed, yeah. He probably is like, I want to do this, and they're like, here you go.
Yeah.
So he's probably just learned literally every form of art.
And Jay tells him, he's like, okay, the handkerchief you gave me, I'll wash it and I can return it to you. And Calvin's like, no, it's fine. It's yours. Like, you can keep it. But Jay's still kind of like, no, it looked expensive. I'll make sure I'll sanitize it before giving it back to you. Well, for a start, I was gonna say, like, are handkerchiefs really that big of a deal? But I'm also like, around here, we don't carry handkerchiefs around.
Yeah, around here, but in Emily,
no one's gonna whip out a handkerchief and be like, here you go. Like, if you have a nosebleed.
That's some rich bitch shit. So over here in Emily, where there's like royalty and stuff, I feel like yes, they possibly would. And he even says like it's like a nice handkerchief.
Yeah,
like,
he says
like
it
seems
nice.
like rich quality. Yeah. So he's like, I want to wash it, give it back to you. It's fancy.
Yeah. So then we have Kanin, who's trying to study, what's his name? Chakri. Chakri's trying to teach him how to study and learn, pick a fencing coach, do all that stuff. But he's like, where's Sharon? I want to know where he is.
He's like, I literally don't give a shit about any of this. I just want to say Sharon.
Yeah. And then they start like fucking playing tag around the table. Until eventually he gives in. He's like, if you pick a coach, I'll take you to him. And he's like, okay, this one.
This random dude. Here you go. This guy.
Yeah, well, not so random. We learn later.
Dun, dun, dun.
Anyway, so then we're in art class. And I thought it was Calvin and or Jay at first. Turned out it's Paytai.
Yeah. Like, that's what I thought too. I was like, oh, Calvin. And then I went, no. Okay, then, no. Oh, that's who it is. Like, it took me a second to click it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, I did not know. One, I didn't know he went to school. I didn't know he painted. I didn't know he taught with him. Granted, we knew nothing about him, really. Yeah. So, like, I did not know he was a student.
I like that we know this about him.
Yeah.
It gives us more to his character.
Yes.
Which is why I have words later.
I also have words. By thinking my words are different than your words.
We'll see. I have tentative words. I'll hear it out words.
Okay. Paytai asks Sharon if he finished his Garden of Eden painting. And we pin over to it. It looks done, but he's like, no, I'm still working on it. And they kind of start talking about the Garden of Eden and how people can be greedy and, you know, all the desires they have. Obviously, both of them, this is a metaphor for both of them and their relation with their respective princes.
Yeah.
And we get a flashback, maybe, to Ramil and Paytai in bed, and they're, you know, they're kissing. It's a really beautiful moment. But question,
yes, was
this a flashback / memory, or was this a fantasy? Because when I originally watched it, I thought it was a flashback, but people are saying, oh, I think it was a fantasy. And I saw on Twitter, a lot of people are split between whether this was a fantasy or a flashback.
That could be a good point, because if he was talking about, like, greed and wanting certain things from certain people, he could be like, I really fucking want this, and thinking about what he actually wants, and it not being that at all.
Yeah. Oh. Or it could be, like, having your desire and your greed, and he is having that. We know they have some sort of relationship. And it could be a flashback / memory to him already having that and knowing that's, like, technically wrong.
Huh. That's a very interesting point. We'll have to watch more to see, but I like the thought of that. Like, I did not even think about that being a fantasy, but there's some points there.
Yeah. And so then Paytai asks if kind of safe after the events of last episode, and he's like, yeah, he's fine now. And speaking of, he tries to sneak in to the art room, but
Badly.
does not.
No.
Causes the scene, runs away. Kanin follows him. And he's like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I was looking for the bathroom.
Yeah, okay. In the art room?
Yeah. Later, they're in Sharon's office. And Kanin's like, why aren't you with me at the palace anymore? And he tells him, he's like, look, I've been ordered by His Majesty to look after a prince from a neighboring country. And Kanin's kind of mad about this. He's like, I, Prince Kanin, command you, Sharon, to come back with me. And I'm like...
This little shit.
I'm like, you've been prince for 5 fucking minutes.
He's been prince for 5 fucking minutes, and he's like, well, I have power now, so stay with me. But, like, it seems like... Here's the thing. It seems like Charan doesn't, like, hate it. I feel like they're playing a little game.
No, honestly, I think I knew him being dead serious that he wanted him to come back and he was trying to command him to come back.
Oh, I know, but I feel like they're also playing a little game. Like,
I'm just saying, it kind of gave like a little bit of a bratty vibe to me. Like, here he is, now he's like, oh, I have this power. And he did it before too, previously, when he brought him to the king and he's like, oh, I want him to be my bodyguard. I want him to work for, like, he's constantly trying to order him around now. And I'm just saying, not to, compare, but, like, there are another people who are doing similar things. And now, like, what's the difference, really?
I was thinking that too, actually. I was like, I see where you're coming from. There's a difference, but I see where you're coming. Well, I think the difference is they haven't gone any further than an accidental kiss at a party yet.
Well, but that's not on. But that's more because Sharon's being stronger and resisting rather than Paytai, who's not, and he's given them all. He's all in. He is all in, as we learn. Yeah. I can't wait to talk about that though.
No, yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
But yeah, no, I actually just realized that as we were talking about this. I'm like, it's actually very similar, where they both kind of order them to stay with them, and it's like because the king specifically ordered Sharon not to. That's, I think, is why he's not doing it, because the king technically is above Kanin.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know. It's a thought. It's interesting. It's like, I feel like he was fully serious about too bad you're coming back with me. I think one of the reasons is because he's like, I really fucking hate it here and I at least really like you, so I want you to come back. But also, it's him being like, I don't know, he likes teasing him and working him up and as well like that. So like, I feel like there's a lot of influences into his decision, I guess, to start ordering him around like he's been a prince forever. But yeah, no, it's definitely giving bratty now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. Anyway, then Jay and Calvin enter, but then Sharon tells him to leave. And he does tell Kanin, he's like, look, make sure this stays a secret. His Majesty requested that they don't know that Calvin's here. And so do we think...
You could be hiding out?
Well, okay, that. I didn't actually think of that, but that's actually a good point.
Oh, okay.
That. I was going to say, do we think Kanin's going to maybe spill the beans?
I hope not.
Because it seemed weird that he just told him that to do, like, it kind of seemed like a throwaway line, but also, like, what would be the point of that? Maybe you're right, he is hiding out, and there's more of that there. Or it could be like, oh, Kanin being like, maybe later down the line. Well, maybe not, because they kind of are together now, so it's not really. But, like, I was thinking at this point, I'm like, oh, what if, like, later he's like, oh, well, look, I really want you to, stay with me and be my bodyguard or whatever. And if not, I can't promise I won't accidentally, like, tell people that Calvin's here or whatever. And, like...
Oh, I don't think he would do that.
I mean, we saw him ordering around earlier, like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, but I don't think he would put someone else at stake. Like, I don't feel like he would be like, well, then I'm gonna fuck with someone else's life. I don't
think he would actually do it, but I do think that he would, like, bluff about it. Like, I definitely could see him, like, bluffing and being like, oh, well, I don't know. Because we see he's kind of letting the power go to his head a little bit, as we previously
I do see that, but I don't think, but he's never included someone else in that. It's mainly just about ordering Charan around, is basically what it's been about. He's not even done it with, like, Ava or Ramil. He's, like, when
they're also princes. Like, they're prince and princesses as well. So it's, like...
So is Prince of Bujar. He's a prince.
Yes, but he's not like. But no, I'm talking like with like. No, I'm not saying he would tell Calvin that or anything. I think it would be like.
No, but what I'm saying, he hasn't included anyone in any of the like teasing or forcing him to do shit. It's always just been about I get you.
Maybe.
It's you. I want you. So like he's never included anyone else in that so I feel like he wouldn't threaten someone else's just to get him to do what he wants. I really don't think unless
Maybe.
I mean maybe I'm thinking about it in terms of bigger stakes because what if he's hiding out? But like
Yeah.
I feel like he wouldn't.
Okay. I was just curious. That was just a thought I had. So now we're in art class with Kanin is now joining the art class. Jay and Calvin.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all drawing apples.
Some better than others.
Some okay, honestly, as someone who can't draw for shit, I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah, no, I didn't mind it. I was like, I saw it and I was like, well, it's not the typical apple, but it's abstract. I like it.
And also, this 100% plays into the Garden of Eden talk earlier with the whole apple, forbidden fruit type thing.
Yeah, Garden of Eden.
Garden of Eden, forbidden fruit, all that. Because we kind of see like, you know, Jay and Calvin exchange glances as they do it, and they're their own forbidden fruit.
We'll see how much more like later, but
yeah, Sharon comes over to come in and he's like, "Oh, what you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I want you to see my forbidden fruit."
That's what she said.
I guess that is. I did not even intend for that. Wow, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the thing I said.
Just come see my forbidden fruit. Oh no, I'm gonna not stop laughing at that for the next week.
Don't look at my forbidden fruit.
Bro, oh my god, every time we watch this fucking show, I'm sure apples will pop up again if we're talking about the Garden of Eden this much. If we see apples again in the show, it's all it's gonna be going through my mind.
Well, there's an apple later that we see drawn as well.
I know.
God, you will never be able to look at an apple the same way again.
I'm really not.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, then we got kind of like, you know, a little bit spoiled brat kind of being like, "Oh, come with me. I want to leave. Let's go. Like, don't disobey me." And he walks off, and Sharon does not follow him.
I doubt he would.
Yeah, no, me too. And then he's like, "Oh, like, well, first off, Chakri, I think his name is. He brought the painting of the apple." And he's like, "Oh, I thought you would like this." And he's like, "No, I don't give a shit about that." Like, he's like, "I want Sharon."
I don't care about the apple. I care about.
I don't want that forbidden fruit. I want my forbidden fruit.
I swear to God.
That's pretty much what happened, though. To be fair, he pretty much just like, "Oh, I want Sharon, not this."
And he's like, he's not following, and you ordered him to, so I don't actually know what to do at this point.
Yeah, which I'm like, but here's the thing: I get it, like, kind of prince, but the king told him not to, and the king has higher authority.
Exactly.
And that's what I was saying this whole episode. I'm like, what, like, unless you get the king to tell him to do it, he's not gonna do it.
Which I think clicks for him at some point.
Yeah, towards the end it does. He's like, "Oh, there we go."
Oh, I see the problem. All right.
Yes. We get a little scene of Vedish showing people Kanin's dad, asking if they've seen him, and someone says they might, but they want money or something, and
they need compensation. And it's like,
yeah.
"Hey, you didn't see it." He's like, "Nah, you didn't see him."
Yeah, I don't think he knew shit. Oh, and now we're back with the forbidden fruit of Sharon sketching the apple.
It's very pretty.
It was like he's good at drawing apples.
He's very good. I like it.
Well, I mean, he's an art teacher, so he should be good at that.
Yeah, he fucking. I would hope so. Like.
So then the next day, Paytai is painting, and Sharon is being like, "Oh, add more color here." He's kind of teaching him how to make the picture better. But then Ramil comes in, and he ain't happy. And he's kind of like, "No, like, come with me," and pulls him out. Is this where you have your thing to say, or is it after the scene in the hallway?
Let's go through the whole thing with them, and then I'll
Okay.
back up and tell you all my thoughts.
Okay, and I'll tell you my defense for Ramil.
Okay.
I do have one. So then we see in the hallway, he throws him off against a pillar. And he says, don't you know who you belong to? Don't you know your duties? And Paytai says, I know who I belong to and what my duties are. But there is no rule that says I cannot study art. And then Ramil kind of like looks at him and says that Sharon works for the Golden Horse, his enemies. So if you don't want trouble, you should stay away from them. And Paytai says, yes, Your Highness. And then he leans in. Looks like he's about to kiss him, but doesn't. And then do we want to get to the car scene?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going. Okay. So then in the car, Paytai pulls out a collar and a leash.
Yeah.
And he puts it on. And yeah, he wears it. And honestly, this kind of was hilarious. And I kind of love this. No lie. It was like so random. I was like, oh shit, are we going there?
I think we're going there.
And then he gives the end of the leash to Ramil. And he says, I am fully aware of who I belong to. I have acted inappropriately. Please punish me, Your Royal Highness.
Okay.
And we're still there. And then he actually grabs the tip of the towards the collar. He doesn't grab the lead. He pulls him by the collar almost, and he yanks him towards him. And Ramil says, "You are mine, all mine." And Paytai, nods in agreement. And then they make out in the car. Okay.
So, when...
Oh, wait, hang on, but also where Ramil's hand is on his thigh.
Okay, great. Good to know. That was an important thing.
It was! I'm just saying. You don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, so what's your thing? What's your beef?
So, here's the thing. Let me air out everything.
Okay.
So, from the first point of him storming in and throwing up against the wall, this mainly started with the hallway. When he threw him up against the wall and was like, "No, you're not allowed to do this. You belong to me." I was like, "Okay, abuse." Like that was my immediate first thought because we hadn't seen anything else yet. Obviously, yeah, he made a point, I guess, about Charon being friends with his enemies, but it's like, okay, he's just fucking studying art. You don't have dictation over everything he does. If you want to know where he is at all times and have him be at your beck and call at all times like that, then that's a little abusive if you're in a relationship. But then we went to the next scene and I went, oh, this is also a BDSM relationship. So but the question here is to what extent? Because there are different levels of these relationships. There's 24/7 BDSM relationships. There's only in scenes BDSM relationships. This one seems to be more 24/7 because of the power at play, which also makes me worry of if it's okay, a safe, the safe, sane, consensual thing for BDSM relationships. It makes me wonder if that's if it's a good healthy one, because obviously, well, the obvious shit, I know they don't have a fucking contract, and that's not important. We're talking about a TV show. But what I'm talking about is there are power dynamics that play outside of the relationship. One of them is a prince, or adjacent, an heir. One of them is very high up in their food chain, and one of them is possibly a hired servant at the very least, which is a very big power imbalance. And that would be fine normally, but when you add the BDSM aspect to it, I feel that makes it a bit unhealthy because it raises the real stakes a bit too far. If they were on the same playing field, I would be a little more okay with this, but the fact that there's power outside of the relationship makes me pause. And with the hallway scene, I'm including that in all of this because I feel like it ended up being part of whatever the fuck they're doing. Once he realized, he was like, "Oh, I'm not allowed to do this, right? I'm so sorry." But I could see there was genuine fear in his eyes for a second there. Fuck, he found out that I like to paint. And I'm like, you should not be having that reaction to the person that you're with being like, "Oh, you like to paint." Fuck. Healthy relationships, especially healthy relationships with this aspect to them, don't really do that. Even 24/7 ones. Like, you wouldn't. That should not, especially with the power at play in general outside of the relationship. That's what gives me pause. That's what fucks up this whole thing for me. Have a consensual, kinky relationship all you want, but like SSC, bitch. Okay, like be careful with it. Like, and this is just, I don't know. This is that's what's turning me off of it for a little. It is giving me like pause. So like I will see it out before I make any like big final decisions, because I'm like, this is it's a different kind of relationship. You got to feel out the, dynamics that they have. But I will say I'm a little more towards negative for now.
Okay. I did not even consider the BDSM relationship at all. I just thought it was hilarious that he had a collar, and I was like, honestly, I love this, and didn't even think of that at all. The point I want to talk about is in the hallway.
Okay.
Because when he's thrown in the classroom, we see he's like, where Ramil's mad, he's yelling at me, he pulls him out. In the hallway, when he says, oh, like, you belong to me, or whatever, or you're mine, or whatever, he looks almost like scared. Or like there's fear in his eyes,
like
or something.
He's leaving. Like he's
and
leaving him.
I think it's more so maybe it plays into the BDSM relationship and the dominant submissive part of that.
Yeah.
He's scared to lose him.
I agree with that.
Like, but I think that's where a lot of his controllingness comes from. And I'm wondering, like, we don't know what's up with his mother. Like, maybe his mother upped and left. Maybe his mother died and it's like he has abandonment issues, depending on when it happened. And we also know that his dad's cousin left the Slytherin tribe for a Golden Horse clan. And so it's kind of like that's already happened before, so that could also be in his head, because he knows that. And now it's like, oh, Paytai's hanging out with Sharon, who's in the Golden Horse, like, So it's like he could also have that as well, that I also just thought of. So I'm more, like, I'm curious to hear, like, what his, like, I didn't see it as him being like, oh, controlling him and like, the whole art stuff is whatever. I think it's more just like, he'd rather him not do art with the enemy, quote unquote, I think is where that came from. And also the fact that it was something he wasn't telling him as well. Like, he clearly didn't know about that as well.
For a reason, it seems like, but...
Well, yeah, but like, also it's like, hey, why don't you do art here? Maybe we have an art class or something, or he can teach them art.
I don't think he would do... I think he'd be like, well, you're at the palace, so you're with me. Like, I don't feel like he'd be like, yeah, sure, go off to the other wing for a second to do some art lessons. I feel like, one, he wouldn't allow that, but I feel like he wouldn't allow that because his father also wouldn't allow that.
Well, that's my next point.
Okay.
What if the reason he pulled him out of there was because if Papa Slytherin found out, he'd get rid of him?
I'll wait to see if that's the case, will say.
The next scene that comes up is Papa Slytherin commanding Ramil to focus on the competition. That is his number one priority now. Don't focus on anything else. And if you fail and don't do it, I might get rid of your companion.
Yeah, like that could be considered a threat, like a threat to life.
That would literally, I don't know if it was death or banishment or dungeon. I don't know what he would do with Paytai, but he clearly is willing to get rid of him. And I feel like if I think Ramil knows that if his dad found out he was in art class with Sharon or whatever his name is, then he would like cut him loose, like he would get rid of him. And so that could also play a part as well, as he's trying to keep him safe in that way.
I'll wait to see if that's the case, I will say. However, both this and, like, honestly, with both of them, I will say, not just with Ramil, but this all boils back down to me for another point that I forgot to add, communication. Now that I know some of that could be the case, communication's another part of it. Because this would be a more healthy, relationship in that realm if they communicated about everything. Like, this is when we're gonna be doing shit. This is what I'm gonna, if we're having a 24/7 one, what do I have to add? Do I have to ask for certain things before I get them? Like, do I have to ask before I take an art class? That's a level of communication that they could have if they had, a contract, or at least a very stable discussion before anything took place. And if he's protecting him from his father, fine. but communicate that to him so that the power dynamic, aside from whatever the fuck is going on, is still a little more balanced, so that you actually are on the same page with certain things. So I definitely see where you're coming from, and I wait to see if that's the case. But if they communicated all this stuff to each other, if it is the case, then it would have been a bit more healthier to me from that standpoint as well. Because then, if when he pulled him out of class and like started talking to him like that, then I would have been like, okay, that was more of their dynamic, and not necessarily him being like, okay, I'm fucking sorry, like, oh god, please don't be mad at me, because it seemed like, whether it was fear of Ramil, whether it was fear of disappointing him, whether it was fear of like, ah, damn, like, he's gonna punish me now that I've done shit out of turn. Well, I don't know what it was, but like, he shouldn't have had to react like that. There should have been some kind of like safety in which to fall back on in these situations. So I see where you're coming from, but the communication is desperately needed if that's the case.
Yeah, I feel like, well, honestly, I feel like a lot of this show is going to be no communication because everyone's trying to one up everyone else, and like
it's
that.
It's a BL.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, in this show, I don't feel like, communication doesn't exist in this show because like everyone's trying to like lie and deceive each other pretty much, and it's like,
so far the only BL that has communication in it that I've seen is fucking Your Sky, and it's because
literally Your Sky is like the only one.
exists. Moonfall exists, so that's why they have communication.
Yes.
So like.
But no, like, and because I think even like Kanin and Sharon, like Sharon doesn't tell Kanin that, hey, his father might be alive, and then later we see he learns that in this episode, but he doesn't tell him. Like, there's things that he's not communicating to him as well, so it's not just like, and like everyone in this show is not communicating to each other, and I think a lot of it is to keep the other person, at least in Ramil and Sharon's mind, I think, is to keep their other person safe and like help protect them. And maybe they're the reason he's not telling him. Maybe it's like, I don't know, if he finds out, he'll lash out or he'll do something, or like he'll be more scared and like want to leave more. Like maybe he'll be like, oh, if that's the case, I want to get out of here now, and like he'll want to leave, and we know he's scared of him leaving. If that's the case, like we know he's scared of Paytai abandoning him, so he's also doing that as well. So it's like we don't really know at this point. So, but
I definitely see that. But again, if that's the case, it's not healthy. And like, I'm not like bemoaning him for it. I'm like, screw you. Like it's just, I can see that it's not healthy.
Yes.
I can see that there's a dynamic there, but it's not a healthy dynamic. Like I feel like they could, I feel like they could strengthen it a bit more by talking, and like just making sure everybody's on the same page.
And one thing I'll add to this before we move on is, you gotta remember who Ramil was raised by.
Exactly, that's
like a lot of that. Like, his dad's probably he was probably raised to be like, oh, give orders and don't explain anything. Like,
that's the thing, is bitch needs therapy, but I'm pretty sure his father would not let him get therapy.
Exactly. That's the situation I see this as.
Yeah.
Anyway, then Kanin found out that Ramil, his trainer, is the one he picked, and he's like, oh, sorry, like, you gotta pick someone else. And I don't know how this happened.
No, I do. The father was like, book everyone so they can't book anyone else or something like that. He says it to the guy.
Oh, but didn't Kanin, was that before or after Kanin booked him, or did they already pre-book?
They may not have booked him yet. He probably just went, I'll take that one, and then he was probably like, okay, I'll reserve him later or some shit. That could have very well happened. No. So he booked literally everyone so that he wouldn't have a trainer at all.
I mean, that's smart.
Yeah, it's smart, but it's a dick move. It's not very fair.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Look, with everyone being against Slytherin, you gotta be a little sneak, and that was a bit of a sneak move. Just saying.
Sneaky.
I don't like it necessarily because I don't like Papa Slytherin, but like it's good that Ramil has the best coach or whatever. So then we see that Sharon gives the Garden of Eden painting to the king.
Yes, and it's such a pretty painting. Oh my goodness.
It is, yes.
This is gorgeous.
Although within the Garden of Eden, didn't it only have the snake and the two naked people?
It's the two naked people, I swear to God. You mean Adam and Eve?
Sure, I'm not religious, I don't give a fuck.
Neither am I, but I at least know the origin story.
I don't.
Do they call it that? Do they call it an origin story? Anyway.
The origin story.
The origin story. God.
I said the orgy story.
Oh no, the origin story.
No, but I said the orgy story of the joke. 'Cause doesn't she have sex with the snake or something?
No!
Does she not?
No! Where the fuck did you get that?
No, but I thought the forbidden fruit was a metaphor for like sex with a snake.
No, the whole story
Are you sure?
is
Hang on, are you sure?
No, I'm sure. Okay, the whole story is that God made people naked, like without clothes. He's like, you are human. Here you go. And they were like, cool, you're human. And it's like, me too. I'm human too. Cool, we're the two humans. And they were not like embarrassed about their nakedness because like they're brand new. They didn't know. And then like the snake came down and was like, psst, come over here, eat the apple. And they were like, I don't know, we should eat the apple. No, the apple is really good. This was so good, eat the apple. And so, like, they go over and they eat the apple, and suddenly they're like, oh, fuck, we're naked. Oh my god, we're ashamed. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that's the story. I'm pretty sure. Oh, they said
Wait,
Jesus
so the
Christ, I'm
apple
not sure.
made you ashamed of your nakedness?
Yeah, something like that, wasn't it?
I thought that was like about an affair, because I know those two obviously were together because they had to like mate to breed. But also, hang on, I'm calling bullshit on this origin story. Did that mean everyone's like, hang on, did that mean that like they had a bunch of kids and their kids like did it, and then their kids
Yeah,
kept
you
it?
didn't know? They're
So,
the first humans. At some point, everyone had to.
but isn't that like it? Isn't it scientifically proven that like if like brother and sister have children, that child comes out like I don't want to say deformed or like there's like some genetic like issues with that? Wouldn't that mean that everyone had like genetic issues if that's the case? Because it's like a constant line of like family sex.
I'm pretty sure their kids were Cain and Abel, and I'm pretty sure one tried to kill the other, if I remember correctly. So obviously something went wrong there. But
I'm so confused. See, and this is why I don't follow that Garden of Eden story.
neither I don't follow shit. I just hear it from around. I'm pretty sure the Cain and Abel I heard from Supernatural. And Adam and Eve I heard from many different things. Lucifer, Supernatural, other I don't know, really crazy CW shows. I don't fucking.
But what I'm saying is like if they had kids, then their
Yes.
kids were supposed to make they were like the first human, then they pretty much populated
Yes.
the rest of the world.
Yes.
But that would mean that their children were doing it and having sex and
Yes.
creating babies. But like isn't like the reason fucking incest isn't a thing
This
is because
is what
it
happened
creates,
when you eat the apple.
which is why I thought the apple was like an affair thing where it's like
No.
like she had sex with a snake or something.
They ate the apple and then they started doing it because they were like, oh shit, we naked.
Wait, you just said they were ashamed of their nakedness. Why would they want to do their nakedness?
They were ashamed of it. They were like, oh fuck, we gotta put clothes on, but they were also like, what's up? Like
So the apple made them horny?
Sure. I think
Why
that's
did
what
I think
happened.
she did it with a I thought she did it with a snake at some point.
I don't know why you thought she did it with Snake, but listen,
I thought that was the thing.
I'm worried about you if you thought
Okay,
that
this
she
doesn't even
did it.
answer my
This
original question.
explains a lot about you if you thought she did it with a snake.
Look, hang on, no, this doesn't even answer my original question. Is why are there fucking deers and rabbits and cats in this painting, and there's no two naked people and snake?
Because like the Garden of Eden is like a concept as well
Are there
as a
other
religious
animals?
story. I mean, maybe, yeah, I'm sure there could have very well. I don't actually know, but like,
Where is the Garden of Eden?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know. I'm just. You clearly know a lot.
I don't. I really don't know that much. I'm riffing.
I'm gonna look this up. Where's the Garden of Eden? Wait, is it a real place or does it exist?
I'm pretty sure it's not a real place, bro.
We're gonna find out. Where is the Garden of Eden?
I'm pretty sure it's not a real place.
So it says it's never stated, but there is like common theory that's a region in Mesopotamia.
Oh yeah, Mesopotamia. Yeah.
Which is modern day Iraq.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like so it could exist. It's just never stated where it is in the Bible, I guess.
No, it's a Bible thing. So like it's the Garden of Eden. Yeah, it's a thing, but it's also kind of a concept. Like if you see something like really fucking beautiful, like a really pretty ass garden, and you're like, oh, this is some holy shit. This is like the Garden of Eden. Like you don't like. He's painted
Who
as he
is
says.
Eden?
I don't fucking know.
Why would they name the garden? Like, wouldn't they name it after Adam and or Eve?
You're asking the wrong person. All the religious shit left in my head when I was like fucking 12.
I don't know. I'm just curious. Now it's like we're getting into. I'm like, because my original thought of the story of Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden. This was my original thought. Clearly, I'm wrong. Apparently,
no.
I thought it was God created Adam and Eve. Yes. They were naked and they were doing it. They were having babies. They were doing all that shit. But then the snake's like, hey, here's an apple. Here's a forbidden fruit. You should eat it. And she's like, okay. And then they did. But I thought that was more like a metaphor for like an affair or something. Where it's like, oh, it's forbidden. And it's like, oh, having an affair is like forbidden. And it's like, ooh, the desire of wanting something you shouldn't, like, can't have, like, because it looks bad or whatever. And it's like, oh, the snake. And it's like I don't know if she actually did it with the snake or if it, like, heavily implied that they did. And then it's like she had, like, I don't know. And then it's like she died or something.
Let's do some Googling. Let's see. The story.
Oh, great. Here we go.
We're clearing this up now.
Fucking B for Bible, apparently.
Story of... Okay, here we go. They lived in paradise, the Garden of Eden. Yeah, the Garden of Eden is just like, so if someone sees like a really natural paradise kind of place, they say that's like the Garden of Eden. So like, to build on what was said before, when he painted this, he said it was his mother's favorite spot or something like that, which is why he called it the Garden of Eden, because she probably thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world. So Adam and Eve lived in paradise, the Garden of Eden, until a serpent representing evil tempted Eve to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Their disobedience resulted in their expulsion from Eden and the introduction of suffering, mortality, and toil into the world. Okay, so what? I need more. I'm about the naked shit. God created Adam from the dust of the ground and gave him dominion over the animals. He then created Eve from Adam's rib to be his companion. They were placed in the Garden of Eden, a perfect paradise with all their needs met. God commanded them not to eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, warning that they would die if they disobeyed. A serpent.
So they did get poisoned and die.
A serpent, often identified with the devil, tempted Eve to eat the fruit, promising her knowledge and power. Eve ate the fruit and shared it with Adam, disobeying God's demand. As punishment, God cursed Adam to toil for his food and Eve to experience pain in childbirth. So I guess like they made them fuck. I mean, that's
wait, hang on. God punished them by making them horny and fuck each other?
I don't know. They were also banished from the Garden of Eden. The story highlights the consequences of
like just like have them be the only two people in the world? God, what was your deal? Like what the?
I literally don't know, bro. I don't know. Hang on. I'm looking at Britannica. Oh God, there's too many verses here. No, Eve didn't fuck the snake. She ate the apple.
Eve fucked the snake?
No, Eve did not fuck the snake. I don't know why you think she did.
Did Eve have sex with Satan? Hang on, listen. The serpent seed view of Genesis 3:15. Okay, here we go.
No,
I'm not reading all this. Hang on. I just wait. Hold on. Well, okay, hang on. He seduced Eve, and by her did Satan have a child vicariously. Cain bore the full spiritual characteristic of Satan in the animalistic, sensual flesh. The characteristic of the serpent. You said Cain was the child, right?
Yeah.
Cain was Satan's son.
Oh.
She fucked the snake.
Oh, did she actually?
She fucked the snake. God, that was right. She fucked the snake.
When she ate the
apple.
Ow. Hold on.
I shit you not, she fucked the snake. And that's why Cain killed the brother.
But I saw this. Hang on. What happened when Eve ate the apple? They lost their innocence and became aware of their nakedness, shame, and mortality.
But she still fucked the snake.
Okay, but she may have fucked the snake. Hang on.
She fucked the snake, had a
hold
kid,
on.
And then the kid killed Adam's kid. Oh,
no, hold on.
Plot twist.
Who are Cain and Abel's parents? Cain and Abel's parents were Adam and Eve.
Look, okay, but look up just with Cain the devil or Cain.
They're the first two sons of Adam and Eve. But
who was Cain's? Oh, I spelled Cain wrong.
I don't think she fucked the snake.
Father, I swear I just read that.
The brothers made sacrifices from their own fields to regard for Abel's offering, but had no
he's literally the teaching of the serpent seed. He's literally the serpent seed.
No, hold on.
No,
Listen to this. Okay, Cain was the firstborn, and Abel was the secondborn. The brothers made sacrifices each from their own fields to God. God had regard for Abel's offering, but had no regard for Cain's. Cain killed Abel because of this, and God cursed Cain, sentencing him to a life of transience. I don't know what that is, like, not there, I don't know. Cain then dwelt in the land of Nod, where he built a city and fathered the line of descendants, beginning with Enoch. So, it was the first case of murder committed on Earth, which was, like, it's pretty early
someone
on.
says
like,
his father is a snake. Eve never partook in an actual fruit. It was, she had sex with a serpent, and it was proven 100 years ago.
You sure about that?
But that's what I'm reading. Oh, it was posted by Anonymous, so, but yeah. No, literally, that's what it says. The father of Cain was either Satan himself or a person or race that was inspired by Satan to do wrong by intermarrying with the son of God. So I think she fucked the snake and had Cain, and then had sex with Adam and had the other kid, or whoever came first, I don't know which. But, and then that's why Cain killed Abel, because Cain is Satan's son.
No one here thinks that she fucked the snake.
Look up, is the snake Cain's son or whatever?
I'm looking at all these fucking interpretations, and no one thinks she fucked the snake.
Well, that's because they're all like the religious people who don't want to say that. Like,
no, there's like a billion. No, there's a billion different ones. It's showing me a few different ones, like Islamic, like Christianity, all that shit, Hebrew. I'm not seeing anyone say
again. They're all like, oh, but this was like, supposed to be a happy, good story about like, doing right and wrong. Like, they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, she fucked the snake. Like, no one's gonna come out and say that except us.
No, Cain was not fathered by the snake. The Bible explicitly states that Cain was born to Adam and Eve, while the serpent played a crucial role in the fall of humanity by tempting Eve. It is not depicted as being the biological father of Cain. Well, where did you read it?
I don't know. I'll look it up again. Was the snake Cain's father?
Some interpretations and extra-biblical texts, particularly in certain Jewish and Christian traditions, have explored the idea of the serpent.
And Cain was begotten in adultery, for he was the child of the serpent. Some interpretations and extra-biblical texts, particularly in Jewish and Christian traditions, have explored the idea of the serpent or a fallen angel having relations with Eve, potentially leading to Cain's birth, but these interpretations are not mainstream and contradict the literal reading of Genesis. For example, some Jewish discuss the idea of Eve being tainted by the serpent, but not that he is Cain's father. So, like, the tempting of the snake for her to eat the fruit, like, tainted something in her when she ate the fruit because of it, and so, like, one of her sons turned out to be a psychotic killer. Dude, they literally call Cain the serpent seed.
Okay, like, that does not mean she fucked the snake.
That literally, you cannot be more on the nose than that. Like, I am just calling that out. And also, the fact that I think it makes more sense if you think of it in that way. Like, obviously, the Bible didn't want to be like, oh yeah, she fucked the snake. Like, because, they're trying to make it look like a more pure and PG. But, like, if you really look at the evidence, it kind of seems like the fruit was a metaphor for adultery and cheating and having an affair. And thus, she had sex with Satan and had Cain. And that's why Cain is so evil and killed the brother. Killed the brother. Because he's Satan's son. It makes more sense that way than just, oh, she ate the fruit and then got horny and fucked Adam all the time.
Okay, but I'm telling you right now, she did not fuck the snake.
I fully disagree. I read multiple different things that said she did. Or no, not that she did, but that Cain was the snake's son, pretty much. That's why I've read.
It doesn't look like it.
I literally just found like 3 different articles that said that.
I just found 3 different articles that said he's fucking not. He's like.
Well, that's
literally
I
not.
It's one thing where like it's more of an interpretation thing of like, do you think the fruit was real? That she actually just ate fruit and that's what happened, or do you think it's like, oh, the fruit was a metaphor for sex and affair and cheating, and then she had it with the snake? Because I think that makes more sense. Because why else would Cain kill Abel? Like, it makes sense if he is literally.
I just told you why. I just told you why he got jealous because God was like, "Good job," but not you. And so, like,
no, but the thing, I think it makes more sense if Cain was the literal spawn of Satan to do that, because the whole Bible is like, oh, Satan good, bad, God good, and it's like one is like God's grandchild, but like the other is like Satan's son. It's like it makes more sense that way.
Why did Cain kill Abel? In the biblical story of Cain and Abel, Cain killed Abel out of jealousy and anger because God accepted Abel's offering but not Cain's. The Bible doesn't explicitly state Cain's full motive, but it is widely interpreted as stemming from Cain's bitterness and resentment of being rejected by God, which is why he ended up, like, on the, like, devil spectrum, because, like, maybe God, like, was like, I sense some evil, which, like, trickled down from her eating the fruit that the snake wanted her to eat.
But would that before or after she had Abel? Who came first, Abel or Cain?
Cain came first.
Well, then if that's the case, then why the hell did Abel not be evil? If she had a fruit when she had Cain, she still would have ate the fruit prior, before having Abel.
She ate the fruit prior to having Cain, and so that's where it went. It's kind of like don't smoke or drink while you're pregnant, you know, kind of thing. So, like, she ate the fruit, she had it in her system, they fucked. She had Cain, and all that was still in her, so it went into the child, and so, like, boom, evil child. And then she had Abel without all that in her, and so we got boom, godchild. And so, like, that.
See, I disagree. I feel like that's like if you murder someone, and then it's like, oh, you kill someone, you still killed someone, you still did that bad thing. Like, you still ate the fruit and stole it, and when you shouldn't have, you still did that. Whether you're having a baby or, like, years later having a baby, like, whatever, you still did that. Like, that's not something that expires. Like, she still ate the fruit.
She didn't kill anyone.
What?
She didn't kill anyone. What are you talking about?
No, I know. I'm saying, like, you were using, like, smoking and drinking as that metaphor. I was saying, like, murder as, like, the metaphor of, like, if she, like, murdered someone and then she had Cain. When she had Abel, she still would have murdered someone. Like, it's still like that.
No, that's not the same thing. That's an action. That is an action.
So is eating a fruit or fucking a snake. They are both actions.
Yes. However, I'm equating the fruit as, like, a poisoned fruit, because it technically was. It was kind of, like, poisoned with, like, the you know, Satan. I don't know. It's poisoned
with the serpent seed.
Okay, there you go. The apple was poisoned by the serpent seed.
And then she got pregnant, and then it's still the snake's son.
No, the seed in the apple, that's what it is. That's the serpent seed. She ate the apple. And then the seed from that was in her when she had Cain.
We're talking about two very different seeds here. No,
okay, but you're talking about the seed you want to see. No, you're talking about the seed you want to talk about because you really want her to fuck the snake.
No, I don't want her to fuck the snake. I read 3 fucking things that said she fucked the snake.
And I've read many things that say I've learned since I was a child that she did not.
Here's the thing. Well, they're not going to tell you when you're a child, hey, Eve fucked a snake and then had birth to Satan's child. They're not going to tell you that when you're a child.
I've never heard. This is the first time ever in my life that I've heard someone say, "Oh, she fucked a snake," with all seriousness. Like, I've never heard one person in my life. I am not making this up. Say
she fucked a snake.
She didn't fuck the snake.
She fucked a snake.
She really didn't fuck the snake.
I swear. Okay,
she didn't fuck
at
the
the very least, Cain ended up being the serpent's child. That I believe 100%. Whether it was, like, the seed in the apple or whatever.
He's not. It says he's not.
Yes, it was. He is called the serpent seed because he is the spawn of Satan. He is
not
literally
fathered by the snake.
Called the serpent seed.
I just read the whole thing where he's not fathered by the snake, but that the snake's like the snake's bad intentions seeped through Eve when she ate the apple, and then when she had Cain, all that was still in him. And when God was like, not you, but yes you, he got all jealous, and that all came out. It was activated like a sleeper agent.
So in other words, that's God's fault. Because he completely, he pretty much told Cain to fuck off, and was, like, praising Abel. Like, no, I think that...
I mean, I'm not religious, but, like, I would say, totally God's fault. But, like, also, it's also a lesson on, like, jealousy and greed and envy.
Adultery.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yes,
it's really fucking not. No, it's not, because they're brothers. They're literally brothers.
Yeah, they're half brothers. They have the same mother.
No, they're not. They're Cain and Abel. They're Adam and Eve's sons.
No, Cain was not Adam's son. Yes, I call bullshit. I'm gonna call Maury and, like, fucking get a DNA test, because I do not believe that
she did not fuck the snake.
I don't know if she fucked the snake or if the seed was actually in the apple, like, and she fucking ate it, because he is called the serpent seed for a reason. And it's because
he was the first child born from the apple. He was the first child born from the apple. That's why he's the serpent seed. The serpent.
No. He was the first child born from the serpent.
No, the serpent.
And he's the serpent seed.
The serpent tempted Eve with the apple. She ate the apple, and he was born from that because they were aware of their nakedness. That's why he's the serpent seed, because it started with the serpent.
Yeah.
She
And
did
the
not fuck the
serpent
snake.
seed, what, like, that's
Was
what,
the
like,
apple.
you can't call someone blank seed and not expect them to be the child of that person.
Yeah,
Like-
at some point in life, but like when you say seed back then, when like nothing existed but two people and a snake, I feel like that wasn't as much part of the language.
I don't think there was a language back then. I don't know what language it was back then, but like it clearly translated that.
She didn't fuck the snake, end of story. However,
She fully did. I only didn't care.
However, to move on from this, I say we put a poll underneath that just says, did she fuck the snake?
Did she fuck the snake? Yes, that is what I want to know. Because whether she fucked the snake literally or not, I still believe that Cain was the serpent's child.
He's not the serpent's child. That's like very obvious. He's not the serpent's child.
No, he fully is.
He's not though. It's
You
just he was
cannot convince
born
me
from
otherwise.
he was born from the serpent's temptations. Is what it is.
No, he was born from the serpent's seed. That's what
No,
it is.
which is the temptations. It's not the serpent himself.
No, it's
It's all
literal...
theoretical.
Okay. We'll put a poll up. Y'all, whoever cares, fucking chime in. Because we've been talking about this for 20 fucking minutes. That makes no point to the rest of the show.
I'm gonna cry.
Anyway, Kanin comes in. Kanin's here. And he's like, King, I need help. I need a good teacher. I want Sharon to be the teacher. And he's like, okay, fine.
Which is like, but you can tell like when he says no, he doesn't want to. The king, you can tell when he looks at when he says it's not clocking in his head at all for most of it that he wants Sharon to be his teacher, even though he keeps looking over at him. And then like finally he says, I want Sharon to be my teacher, and he looks over at him like, shit, I didn't expect it. I didn't want this. This is not what I want. This is not what I planned.
Yeah, I will say, I think this is actually the first wrench in the king's plan. Like,
I see that, yeah.
this was the first time he did not look confident at all. And he's like, shit, what the fuck? So then later, Kanin and Sharon are talking alone in the room. And Kanin pretty much is telling me, like, I want you to be my coach. I want you by my side. Like, we flew across the country to get here. Like, why, like, you did not have sympathy? Like, why are you trying to avoid me? Like, what if the king says we can't see each other ever again? Are you just gonna never see me again? And
Which is the question.
yeah. And he tells him to look him in the eye, too, because obviously at this point, Sharon's, like, avoiding
Yeah.
eye contact.
He's like, look me in the eye and tell me that. Like, it's very red, white, and royal blue. Like, turn around, look me in the eye, and tell me you want me to go, and I'll leave.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm not going to believe you until you actually stand there. Look, because it's much harder to look someone in the eye and say that.
Yeah.
Easy to look away and say it.
And so then, Sharon says, he's like, look, I'll be your coach, and I apologize in advance. And before we get to the coaching, we do see Sharon's alone, and he's, you know, he's a little, he's happy that he's getting.
He's a little smiley. I'm not gonna lie, he's a little smiley. Because again, I think this is very this alluded to me more that they like know that they're playing like a little game, or at least Sharon's trying not to let it slip that he like knows of the game that they're playing, like of the just like you have to stay with me then.
But I know
no, but like it's not a game, but like in hypothetical terms, like very high up there. It's like. It's a dance, you know, that they're doing. Like, it's not on purpose, but like it's their dynamic. It's just what they do. And now that Kanin is like, ha ha ha, I've gotten my way. You have to coach me. And now he's sitting there going, good.
well, I think it's more that like, you know, he obviously Sharon has feelings for Kanin.
Yeah.
And he's trying to like, you know, he's trying to be professional because it's like, you know, they're in the palace, they're in Emily. It's kind of like, you know, he's trying to maintain that. But obviously he likes that he gets to spend time with him. But if the king says, hey, stop, he's going to stop. Like,
yeah.
It's more
You're thinking
so
about this in a very more logical way. And I'm going with like everyone's feelings, which is different from the snake fucking because you're taking that very literally.
Because it is literal.
It's not literally.
Again, he is the serpent seed for a reason. Anyway, we do learn in this scene, he gets a text from Vedish.
Yes.
And what do we see? a picture of Cunnin's dad.
Walking through Heathrow, apparently. So
Yeah, he's alive.
and it was while they
he's
were in
seen to it.
Thailand. Yeah, he was walking to Heathrow while they were in Thailand, which means he should be in Emily by now. So that means he very well could be
He's
here
around.
and hopping around. So that so Cunnin could see him at any moment. I will take that.
Yeah. So then we get training, and Sharon tells him to take off his fencing gear.
I was like, damn, what kind of training we doing?
I was too. I was like, really now?
No.
But no, we get in the sweats, and it pretty much is running the obstacle course. And I kind of like this for training. Like it's you're kind of like training everything pretty much, which I
yeah.
like.
I feel like before he was training, yes, at fencing and probably doing some exercises with that, but this is much more intensive of like footwork and things like that, and kind of like narrows his concentration to a singular point while his feet are moving, which is what's very needed for fencing, you know? Like your feet have to move on their own while you're concentrating on where to stab, kind of thing. So I don't know much about fencing, but I feel like this is a great implement to add to his routine.
So I think it's like, you're not just practicing fencing. We know he's good at fencing, and I think
we know he's good at
that too. But like it's also like just getting your whole body in like in better shape and training more to just do better. But then he trips and falls, but he's fine. And he fixes it. He's like, oh, my ankle.
Ow.
I mean, this ankle. That's the one that's hurt.
He's like, was it this one? No, it's this one. And then later on, he like holds the other one and goes, I mean, shit. Ow.
But then we do see them actual fencing, because he's like, okay, get back up. And they start fencing, and
Tehran's good.
pretty good.
Yeah. And he was like, were you born with a sword? What the fuck?
Yeah. But then Sharon does fall, or Cunnin does fall, and he does actually get hurt. And he full on just like carries him out of the room.
Indeed.
And that's where the episode ends.
Interesting way to end it, I will say.
Yeah. Who your MVP for this episode?
I'm not entirely sure. Like, the problem is like there were a lot of like smaller storylines, and so no one as like gigantic or impactful. But I think I have one for at least MVP. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. But I think I have one for MVP.
Yeah, I think so too. 3, 2, 1.
Cunnin.
Yeah.
Because he was pulling a lot of the strings in this, being like, I want to see Charan. He's gonna come and teach me. This is what's gonna happen. So he's setting a lot of things in motion just by like acting on his need to have Charan by him at all times. So he's definitely changing a lot of the narrative at this moment. Why he's the MVP.
Yeah, I agree. I think, and at the end of the day, he got what he wants. He gets to spend time with Sharon. So, and that was his goal, and it might not be in the way he wanted, but he succeeded.
Yeah, bridal carried again. He did get hurt, but like worth it. Like
yeah, got to be carried.
Got to be carried.
Yeah. Okay, do we have any clues?
While I was watching this episode, I was like, this doesn't feel as much of a clue heavy episode. I will say. We do know that that his father is maybe in Emily. I will say that's more of like a situational thing as well instead of a clue.
And we know he's alive, confirmed. Like,
yes,
we were speculating it before, but now it's like confirmed. He survived the fire.
It's a grainy photo, but I'm letting this be a thing that says he's alive. I had a thought. I don't know if it's a good thought, but I had a thought. We don't know much about Pujar, the country that the prince comes from.
Is that a real place? Real place?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll look it up while you talk, but okay.
What if, hear me out, this is a crack theory again. What if Pujar has a snake thing too? And someone from that country, like Calvin's father or some shit, has a snake, and he's trying to like destabilize Emily, or something like that, so they can swoop in and take over the territory or something like that.
Wait, what?
We haven't seen anyone with this fucking snake bracelet. What if Pujar also has a thing about snakes? What if they have like an emblem or some shit as well? And what if Calvin's father or someone over there in his family is trying to destabilize Emily so they can take over the territory?
I mean, I don't hate that idea. I mean, I think it would also tie Calvin and Jay, by extension, into the main
Into the
plot as
story.
well.
Yeah.
Because right now, again, they're kind of just like
yeah, I'm like,
so
why are
pushed
they
off
here?
the side. Like they're like in the
Yeah.
footnotes of like just like they're cute.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like
Yeah, I'm like, they're cute. They're very cute, but why are they here? Like, I'm not complaining, but why? So
I'm wondering if hang on, we met the dad last episode, right?
maybe I
Was
don't know.
that the dad?
He could have been a handler. I don't actually know. I don't.
Hang on,
remember.
what episode was that for?
4, yeah.
Hang
Beginning
on,
of
I'm pulling it
4. After
Hang
the
on.
song.
Yeah. Okay. Hang on. No, that's too early. Okay. So I did look, and it seems like the dad or whoever he's with, sleeve is too long to see.
Okay.
So it could be.
It's an option, I will say. It's a crack theory that just came into my head out of nowhere, but we haven't seen anyone with the bracelet yet, so it's just a thought.
Yeah.
I guess that's the. I don't think we have any clues from this episode. Is the problem?
Yeah. No. I mean, I guess. Okay, I know we went off on our whole Garden of Eden rant, but focusing on the show and that,
Yes.
do we think we know that the forbidden fruit, obviously for Paytai and Sharon, is Ramil and Kanin, and then he gives it to the king. I know I had that theory last episode where the king had a lover he had to give up, like the twin star, and now he's getting the Garden of
That's
Eden
a good
painting.
point. That's a good point.
I don't know.
I like that. No, we're tying that
if we
together,
see the
though.
king eating an apple at any point, I'm calling it. But
That's a very good thing to point out, though, because he did give him like both of these paintings, and both of these paintings have like a other tempted by another person kind of
yeah.
ish to them. So I will say I kind of agree with you there. That's something to keep an eye out for. I'll put both paintings on the list. I'll say the twins painting and the Garden of Eden painting on the list.
Okay.
Something to watch out for. Other than that, yeah, we have no fucking clues from this one.
Yeah. So that was our recap of The Next Prince, episode 5.
Yes.
Join us next week where we will be recapping episode 6 of The Next Prince.
And please answer the poll so we have some sort of like consensus next episode.
Yes, we will be revisiting this next week and be like, did she fuck the snake? Or at the very least, is Cain the snake's son? Well, whether it was direct fucking or like through the apple and like whatever, I don't know. But like I firmly believe Cain is the snake's son.
If it's through the apple, then no, he's not, because it was just tainted by the snake, and then she ate
fucked
it.
the snake.
No, it was just tainted by the snake, and then she ate the apple, and then voila, and then she had Cain, and it was tainted, and the birth was tainted because of all of this.
Well, what if she ate the apple and then fucked the snake?
She didn't do that though. She didn't.
We don't know. We weren't. Were you there?
No, I was not there. But
Then you don't know. Look, keep in mind, all these stories from the Bible are all just passed down through generations. How it's like a giant age-long game of telephone. How many times does telephone get things wrong when you play telephone?
I agree. It is a very large thing of telephone because,
Just
like,
saying.
the amount of times the Bible's been like changed or rewritten or taken out of context has like really muffled everything in it, which is why I don't pay attention to it anymore and why I've just stopped kind of like deciding to, I don't know, go near that religion.
I like the fact that we're both so dedicated about this, despite the fact that neither of us are religious at all.
We're not like, no, like I grew up going to church sometimes, and I think I
too.
led a Bible study when I was a teenager, but like I literally, it's gone from my brain. The amount of time, the amount of things I've forgotten about religion is more than I've ever learned, so I don't know why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah, but also, and like when I say she fucked a snake, obviously I'm not talking about she fucked an actual snake. The snake is Satan. Like the snake is like not a snake.
The snake is not a snake.
Because, well, first off, the snake talked to her. And if you're telling me actual stories of a snake talking,
no, but I'm sure it was. If it was a snake, I'm sure it was the devil impersonating a snake.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The devil will it's like this devil became the snake and was like, hey.
That's the general consensus, is that the snake was Satan. The snake was the devil. That's the general consensus. But like whether he's personified or whether he's just a snake talking because he is the devil and the devil's voice is coming through the snake, I don't fucking know. But the general consensus is that the devil was the one talking.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, obviously, I'm not saying she fucked an actual, like, snake. It's that the devil or Satan.
Are you sure? Because for the last like 30 minutes, you've been like, she fucked a snake.
Well, that's because that's what they call him. They call him the snake. You know, it's literally Adam, Eve, and the snake are in the Garden of Eden at first. Like,
all the illustrations of it have him as a snake.
Well, then that's weird. Like, I don't. Yeah.
If it is a snake, it's him personifying a snake. It's him disguising himself as a snake.
Yeah, and then when they had sex, he became more like humanoid, devil horn. I don't know what happened after that.
Except he didn't, because she ate the apple and then she was like, "Yo, Adam, looking fine." And then then they fucked, and then she had.
Well, what if she ate the apple and she was like, "Yo, snake, you looking fine"?
No, that's not what happened though.
Like, you don't know.
I'm about to go downstairs to my mom after we talk about this.
I'm about to go inside my mom and be like, "Did she fuck the snake?"
Billy thinks that she fucked the snake.
I honestly, I'm gonna tell my mom. I'm gonna tell my mom to do like research and be like, look, I believe. I'm not religious, but I believe that she fucked the snake.
I have a religious family, but there's no fucking way I'm going to my aunt and going, "So you know what my friend thinks?"
God, they would like fucking throw holy water at me or something.
She would have a heart attack. Like, she's the loveliest, sweetest person. She'd probably
yeah,
go,
no, I'm sure.
Well, let's think about it. Like, but she would be like very like.
Well, at the very least, was Cain actually Adam's son, or like was he the Nerpin's?
I will ask that. I will.
Because that's the thing. Like, also, here, odds are, if you ask a lot of religious people who follow that religion, they're gonna say no because they don't want to believe that. Like, they don't want that image in their head. But like, because I'm not religious, I'm looking at this from a like neutral standpoint, where the way I see it. It spells out more like that than what the actual thing is. Anyway, we're going to wrap this up because this was our ending and we're getting back into it again. So we will see you all next week.
Hang on. Hey, Aunt Jen.
Oh, she's still typing. Hang on.
I'm texting my aunt right now. Hang on.
You're texting. Okay, never mind. Though.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I have a religious question for you. because she is religious. So, like, she's quite religious.
But again, if you ask a religious person that, they're gonna say no because that's not what they want to believe. Like, you know, it's not.
No, I'm not gonna. No, she won't be like, that's not what I want to believe, kind of thing. Because I'm not asking her about the snake fucking. Okay, I'm asking her. Is Cain like my friend thinks Cain was that the snake fathered Cain instead of Adam. He's not sure. Like, I'm gonna say, I think it's Cain and Abel are both Adam and Eve's kids. He thinks that because Cain's the murderer or some shit. I don't know. That his father is the snake.
He's called the serpent seed
from the Garden of Eden. So what? Yeah, she's read I'm sure she's read the Bible 50,000 times. She gifted me one, so like, she'll know shit. I have a religious question for you.
Anyway, join us next week for the next Prince, episode 6 next week.
Where I'll have an answer from my aunt about.
Yes.
Did she fuck the snake?
See you then!
Bye!